Yo, what's up, y'all? It's J Smo Reviews here. I'm back. I just got off spring break. I'm a student too, man. So I've had a couple other life obligations. So sorry for the break, as mentioned before. But I'm here. I'm back again. Go Celtics. Wearing the goofy Celtics shirt. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. I don't know if I'm posting this tomorrow or today. As of right now, it's St. Patrick's Day. But if you see it tomorrow, happy belated St. Patrick's Day either way. But yeah, I'm back and I'm here to bring another series, Book 'em. What we're going to be doing going forward is taking some battlers, looking at the next battle they're possibly booked for, or just where they are career-wise right now. A little small breakdown on how we got here, and then what their next 2 to 3 battles should look like, giving them a very small booking plan going forward that I think would help some of these battlers grow matchups that are good for them, they deserve, etc., etc. So hopefully this is a dialogue sparker. I want to hear your guys' opinions on it. Some of these might be your favorite battlers. Some of these might be battlers you don't give a shit about. But I'm going to be going everywhere and be talking about all different types of battlers in this series. So today, we're starting with Ave. I think Ave is a fantastic battler, solidified top tier, one of the best punchers of all time. But I do think he's getting a little bit disrespected right now. I think there's a little dip in maybe not even just the quality overall, but Ave's stock. We're going to go all into it. But here we go. Episode 1 of Book 'em, the Ave Edition. So to start off, I just want to quickly go over a summary of some of the bigger battles the Avs had lately and some of the better, plus side results and minus side results. So obviously, we're going to start off with the classic 2-on-2 that he did with Fonz versus Lou Castro and Shine. That's a great look. I think 2-on-2s can only really do so much for your stock, but it's one of the best 2-on-2 battles ever. So obviously, humongous plus for Av. That was last year. And then even going back a little bit before that to 2020, Av had returned after his battle with COVID and battled Fonz. He beat Fonz pretty clear. I think Fonz was good. I know people hop on you whenever you say that. It's possible to be good in a battle and still lose clear. Fonz's second round was fantastic. Av took the first and third on a great return battle. And then going into his resume for 2021, I think this is where some of with Av, where his skill isn't matching up to maybe some of what he's producing. You got the battle versus DNA, grudge match. I had Av winning going in, and no gun bar DNA comes, a lot of angles, and kind of neutralizes a lot of that punching. DNA with the 30, clear 30 in a volume, which Av up to that point had been fantastic in. Definitely a weirder setting. We all know the volume specifically has kind of suffered from caffeine changing up the settings and stuff. So it's not like a traditional 1 through 5 volume that I've come to know and love. I know a lot of you would prefer as opposed to the whole studio look, but it's a loss either way, 30 in grudge match. Following that up, I might be a little off on battle to battle, but some of these might have happened a little bit before, but these are all around, Av's last battles. This might be a little off chronologically, so don't kill me. But, so you got the DNA 30, the head ice battle, debatable. I have Av winning, but you really shouldn't be having debatables with head ice. Ice wrapped forever, but it is what it is. You have to work through that. It's a lot of people. Ice wraps forever almost every battle, and a lot of people beat ice clear. So, not the best look, even though I do have as a debatable win for Av. I'm not going to count it against him too hard. These are the little kind of like sluggish battles that have fans looking at you a little differently over time. Then the Sick battle, I think he beat Sick 2-1. I have the battle as a clear victory. Sick's first round, fantastic. And then Av smoking him in the second. And in the third, I think Av just had a better round, a little bit of a longer round. Just won the battle. So what I'm noticing here, and then finally, Av's last battle versus B-Dot. We all know the third is kind of close, but B-Dot 30, B-Dot clear win, to say the least. I suppose that you could argue that Av got the third, but I had B-Dot 3-0. And what you're noticing here is Fonz and Sick are great showings and wins, and then you get to DNA and B-Dot, who are, we consider, on the tier of Av. That's the people, the top tiers that we really want to see Av square off on, and there's kind of levels being shown there, and both being in volumes definitely hurts Av. I think being a puncher, he gets considered more of a small room battler as is. So, losing... Man, that fucking fly. My bad. Why am I saying my bad? There's nobody there. But... Damn, motherfucker. What I'm noticing is he's beating the up-and-comers, the Fonz and the Sick, and then losing these battles to DNA and B-Dot. it can cause you to kind of shove yourself into the gatekeeper role. And I don't want to see that for Ave. I think Ave is above that, at least at this point in his career. I think there's still a lot of top tiers for him to see, a lot of plates that I still want to see him get. And I don't want to see him shoehorned in as just a level for the new guys that they have to beat to advance to the next level. Now, with that whole possibility of being a gatekeeper being introduced, obviously Ave's next battle on any given Sunday too, Danny Myers. I will have maybe not as lengthy and break down predictions for every battle. I will have some sort of prediction video out. It's just I might take time to maybe break down some battles more than others. You guys let me know if you want full analysis for each battle and predictions or just the important few, but I think there's a couple battles I'll focus on in this card. And one of them for the predictions video won't be Ave and Danny because I'm talking about it here. So he's got Danny coming up. There's obviously questions on Danny having a battle booked the week before, the week after, I think like 3 weeks after. He's booked out for like every weekend for the rest of this month and fully for April. So there's questions with Danny coming into this battle, but going in, I have Danny 2-1. I think going off their patterns of the last few battles, Danny's obviously looking like front runner for champion of the year right now. I hope this is not another instance of Danny overbooking, fucking up a URL look, and that's what just completely knocks him out of champion of the year. It's happened 2 years in a row now. I'm really hoping that it doesn't go here, but I don't think it will either. I think we're getting a fantastic Danny Myers. He's locked in. He's coming off a rock win. It's about as good as it gets. So, as for Ave and Danny, I have Danny 2-1 going in, but I want to explore two different lanes that'll determine, how we're going to book him. We're going to assess it as if Ave is going to win the battle, what I think his plates after that could look like or should look like, and then if he loses the battle, what his options are from there, what I think could help, what I think realistically he'll get as a plate offer, also what I think would just be best for his brand. So let's go down the paths here. So the first path, if Ave wins, and if Ave is to beat Danny on any given Sunday, I expect Ave to be in hungry, in rare form. Like I said, losing to DNA and BDOT. It's been a while since Ave had a clear win on another top tier, someone of his level. Probably was Arsenal his last clear win as someone of his rank. I don't know. I'd have to break it all the way down, but I think Arsenal is one of the last times we saw Ave get a clear win on a fellow fully established top tier. So if he does beat Danny, there's a few battles I want to see here. The first is Verb. Now, I know Verb's coming back. It looks like Verb's given some guys a shot, filling out some resumes, battled easy. He's called out Chess. He's called out Rum Nitty. Obviously, the argument with JC at the volume. And then there's backstory there, I think. If we're talking backstory, does anybody have more backstory for a Verb battle right now than Ave? The drunk Ave, them yelling. I just think that if he is to beat Danny, you always want to book upwards, and I just think that Verb is a plate that would fill out his resume, a big-time look, and I think he can win that battle. I would have him winning that battle going in. So I think if he's able to beat Danny, Verb is a fantastic option. If not Verb, Calico. Calico, obviously battling Chess on this exact same card, but Calico's always stayed outside. One of the only top tiers from all the way back in his era that's still somewhat active, battling it seems like about 2 to 3 times a year. I think he battled 3 times last year. So yeah, I just think Cal's a good matchup. I don't know if there's been too much buzz around that battle happening. Could even look a little random maybe to some people, but I just think the Calico matchup's a good, another plate builder. It would be booking upwards from Danny. Another battle, I don't know if I'd have Ave winning, predicting going to that, but both of these battles are milestone plates. It's a chance for Ave to prove himself amongst the god tiers, because even though Ave is by far a top tier, about as skilled as it might get in battle rap, there is flaws in his game, and then you see that with a couple of these losses last year. So either of these matchups I think would be great, and the most far out there one I think is Hollow. We have Hollow on the down spell right now. It probably realistically won't get booked. It's definitely a long shot, but wouldn't be mad at it either. I know they went back and forth a little bit. Av said that Hollow wants to play the booking game, da-da-da-da. And Av makes a lot of comments like that, which I understand. He has a Warriors mentality. I don't think he wants to submit to the fact that there's business and there is some politics in battle rap. It's like that for everyone. It's just part of the game. I do understand his frustration with it. So if he doesn't want to chase around Hollow, completely understandable. But I think it would still be a good look. So Verb, Calico, Hollow. If following a Danny Myers win, hopefully we get one of these 3 battles from Av. And then finally, if regarding if he loses, which sadly is what I'm predicting possibly even a clear win here for Danny Myers. But that's originally what I predicted was a clear win for Danny Myers. But with the booking all around, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm thinking I might be leaning more towards debatable now. Either way, I do have Danny 2-1. But if he loses, he's going to have to entertain some matchups that I think are off league or a little what I believe is under him. Firstly, Drugs. Drugs is having a fantastic start to 2022 right now. I actually have Drugs. If I was to do a top 10 for a champion of the year type of power ranking right now, Drugs might be on that list, might be a little high up that list. We'll see. We might talk about that in the given weeks, the next few given weeks. But Drugs, Drugs is called out Av. He's looking to be in rare form right now. I think it would be a good shot for Drugs. And to say if Av was to lose to Danny, that would be losses to DNA, B-Dot, Danny. It's not that far out of the realm for him to give a guy like Drugs a shot. A bottom to mid-tier battler, definitely mid-tier in skill. Damn near top tier in skill. Drugs is very talented, but it hasn't panned out that way. I know he's got a plethora of clear losses against other top comp, but it is what it is. But Drugs is getting the buzz that I feel like he deserves right now, and I would like to see that Av plate. Secondly, Rosenberg Raw on Midnight Madness. For those of you that are in the spaces, you'll know why I mentioned this. But on Twitter, there's been a back and forth between Rosenberg and Av, possibly battling on Midnight Madness, Jackboy, Bill, and Surf's side platform. Wouldn't be mad at that either. I think Rosenberg's been doing great work at RBE. I would have Av beating Drugs too, by the way, if going in. But I would also have Av beating Rosenberg Raw, but it's a good style clash. Rosenberg Raw is rebranded. He's fantastic. To me, I like Rosenberg's style a lot, and I think it will make for a good battle. And this is what happens that if he loses to Danny, another top tier, or if he loses clear, because, we all have debates, whatever. If it's a good debatable battle, some people might have him losing, but that doesn't count. Talk about a clear loss. If Danny gets 2 of those rounds definitively, he might have to start looking out of league. Maybe, I'm not going to say to build his stock. Av is always going to have a spot on URL, but I think he has some good matchups like Rosenberg that won't take place on URL, specifically because, Rosenberg's an RBE talent. But I think it would do a lot for his stock. And sometimes to build that, you might have to bet on yourself. You might have to venture out of URL and have a crazy performance somewhere else and then come back, renegotiate. It's just that's just the way things work business-wise sometimes. And that leads me to the final matchup, the one I think would be best for Av, and it's the Big K matchup on RBE. I say on RBE because we know that's obviously K's home league. If K was willing to move around, I think we would have already seen the battle by now. But for the crown of Virginia, 2 all-time great punchers. It's a grudge match. It's one of the few grudge matches, probably along with Verb, that Av has, that I just think would blow up. All eyes would be on Av and Big K for when that battle goes down. So, to me, it's a bit of a risk, maybe a little far out there, but I think if Av was to go off league, whether it's RB or maybe some in the middle platform, I don't know, but I just think that getting that Big K battle, not only is that a great battle that I want to see, but I think it will put a lot of eyes on him. And to me, that if he was to lose here, should be the immediate next step for Av, or something that he should work up to. So, if Av was to lose, the potential opponents I see for him are, I think my little camera cut out there. The potential opponents I see from him are Drugs, Rosenberg Raw, and Big K. And that'll be the end of this episode of Book 'em Man, the first episode, the Ave Edition. By the way, I noticed through editing, I know I do a lot of different hand-talking, exaggerated stuff, and you ever see me fucking around up here? I got a nose ring. Really doesn't matter, but, the more you know. So, that will be the end of this first episode of Book 'em. Like I've said before, I respect Av as a top tier, one of my personal favorite battle rappers. I think he had a down year in 2021. People may take that as super slandering. The thing is, a down year for an Av would be a career year for maybe a mid-tier, someone a tier below. So don't take it too much as me killing him, but for the expectations that I hold top tiers to, and specifically that I hold Av to, I just think that he could do some better going forward, specifically against talent in his tier. I think this Danny battle is a great shot for him. And I think 2022 could be a fantastic, not just a bounce back year for Av, but just a career year for Av. Just picking the right battles, giving the right performances. I'm excited to see what he gives us this year. But Either way, I hope y'all like maybe the different lanes, breaking down the booking. I feel like sometimes we talk about the next battle, our favorite matchups, but we don't really give battlers booking plans. And I think that would really help a lot of these battlers to have specific plans and guidelines to go by, plan out their next 3 or 4. You're seeing that with like an easy to block captain, I think has done really good at that. A lot of the higher top tiers are really good at picking their matchups going forward. So that'll wrap it up. Thank y'all for viewing. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever y'all feel like doing. Specifically comment if you can, because I just like to go back and forth with everyone. I'm passionate about battle rap. Just love debating the shit. But yeah, it's been J Smo Reviews here again. Happy St. Patrick's Day once again to y'all. And I'm out. Peace.